Hello, you're looking at my Bonafide SS-127. I just picked it up Friday afternoon, and I went out on it yesterday, and I was out with it for about 2.5 hours, and so far so good. The reason this came about is I bought an Ozark Trail 12 angler, which also goes with the name of Sun Dolphin, which is also made in USA, and you can buy it at Walmart. It's a cheaper kayak, but it has the weight rating. I'm a heavy guy, 5'11", 320 pounds at present, down from 345. I plan to go down further. And I had a bad experience with the Ozark. I went out last weekend. I was out for about 2.5 hours, and I had the rear scupper plugs in. And I noticed the rear compartment of the Ozark was taking on water, so I pulled out the rear plugs, figuring it would drain. And when I did that, it actually took on more water, which I didn't know about. The rear hatch was not locked down, and it filled up the hull with water over time. It started to get hard to row, but I was a newbie and I didn't pay attention to that, which was a mistake. And all of a sudden, it rolled over. I was close to shore. I did have my life preserver on. Luckily, which I can't stress enough, always wear your life preserver, pro or not. And I called for help. Two fishermen came over, helped me to the shore, and I retrieved all my goods. And other than damaged pride and embarrassment, I did lose a GoPro. So I returned that kayak and then did some research and bought the Bonafide SS-127 that you see here because of the claim about how stable it is and such a good kayak. So I went out with it yesterday, and I was very nervous, as you can imagine. Once you flip one of these things, you become a little fearful. And I went out. I didn't stand up in it because I was a little bit nervous. It appears to be very stable. There is some movement, of course. I mean, it's a boat. And I can't stress enough, when you're a heavy guy like myself, you have to plan your movements. And that goes with even a rowboat, you would have to do that. You don't want to make sudden movements or not planned movements. You should always pay attention to where you're doing, what you're doing, and keep your weight distributed as even as possible. I do plan on putting a trolling motor, as you can see the mount there, and I'm going to put the battery up front so I get better weight distribution. You know, all these kayaks, when you're 150 pounds, you can move around as you please without fear of, sorry for the thumb in the picture there, but and you can't be as agile when you're 320 pounds and jump around the deck, in my opinion, at least until you become somewhat seasoned and used to it. But I can't stress enough. I did go out and buy a better life preserver. I had a cheap Walmart, which did the trick, but the better life preservers naturally fit better, and they feel more comfortable, and they have pockets to put some of your belongings, so they're always with you. Luckily, I had the sense when I got on the kayak to secure my keys and stuff to my car, which that's another thing. When you have these kayaks, tie stuff down, tether it, so you have, if something should happen, you can retrieve your personal belongings. And I did have an iPhone 8, which survived. It's somewhat water resistant, and that held up. So other than losing the GoPro, I didn't lose much. Also, if you have a chance to practice in a pool where you can maybe purposely roll over your kayak to practice emergency situations, may not be a bad idea. It's better to be prepared. And this way you're less fearful. And also it would help if you have to help somebody else uh, in the water, that you know what to do and how to do it, and you could keep yourself and help the other person and be safe at the same time. So I'm going to try to post a video a week. I'm in New York. Anybody has any emails? Again, I'm not an expert. I'm a newbie, but I can talk from experience. And I am a big guy, so it's you got to weigh on the edge of caution. Be safe out there. People care about you and they want to see you get back home. And you don't want to be that guy that is read about in the paper. A fisherman, local businessman or something goes fishing and drowns. There's no need for that. Prepare yourself. Be safe. The Bonafide, I tell you one big difference between this and that Ozark one is I tie this down on my Jeep that you see in the picture there. And the Ozark one, the sides would collapse from the ratchet strap. The Bonafide, the sides are rigid. You'll break the ratchet strap before the sides collapse, which was nice to see. And the seat's very comfortable. I'm in a high position. I'm going to try the lower position to see if it stabilizes it even more. The junk drawer is a nice feature. I didn't go over the features of this kayak because so many videos out there at nauseum about all the features. Guys can do it a lot better than I have. This is all about being safe and being a big guy on a little kayak. So with that, guys, I hope you find this useful, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. But be safe out there, and happy fishing.